the Yoru, it's flashy, it's nice, it's all of those things, but I don't specifically think that was the win condition for them on their attacking side. So maybe on the defensive, getting intel, being able to respond very quickly, it was, but I think on the attacking side, they'll be safe and set with Jing.
I would love to know what's going through FNS and Chet's mind right now, seeing those agents that's coming in. And I also love to know what Doug and Bala make of this. Over to you guys.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little disappointed that we're not getting Yoru.
I am super disappointed, but I'm also in agreement that it throws out the wrenches and the prep that FNS and Chet definitely have done on this map.
I mean, the whole thing with trying to deal with that comp is how do you prepare for it? Bren mentioned it. Even if you try, you really can't. But Paper X throw the ultimate juke and move away from that to this composition that you see here on your screen. OpTic got beaten. They got battered on map 1, and now they have a chance to punch back map 2.
So as we start this, by the way, Bren was right about the comp. This is something that they played Paper X multiple times on their way here to Copenhagen. And it's another opening frag for Forsaken onto Ye.
He tries to get the orb, but Crashies gets 3. Perhaps a bit greedy. Not able to land the 4th. Victor does, though. Pistol goes in favor of OpTic. That's the start they needed.
That was beautiful stuff from Crashies to swing through their own molly, which obviously didn't get much value, didn't vulnerable anybody, but wow. Then the nade from Victor, too, on the tap of the orb.
Well done.
And this is the situation that you always get scared of with OpTic is as soon as they lose, man, they're going to chip on their shoulder larger than anything, especially when it's a stomp like it was on map 1.
And it's like you've poked the beast in a lot of ways. No buy up here from Paper X. You see the utility across showers.
A lot early spent.
Yeah. Mollies, nades, a little bit of everything, really.
Trailblazer through, spots both outside of bathroom. So Marv will decide whether he wants to stay or whether they want to set up a nade play.
They have 2 here. It's well done.
Yay to receive in lamps too while they worry about Forsaken.
He's going to teleport away to safety. There's a shorty. Yay takes care of Devi. Swing comes through. His Mind Freak is left in a 1v4.
Launching smoke.
That was a really, really well played round in all regards to the manner. Mind Freak might have a lot to say about it though, and they have actually rotated off of B. If Finesse is fast enough, he'll be able to cut off the TP.
Against 3? Against 2? Okay. Yay with the shorty at the end. Cleans things up as OpTic got the 2nd.
Kill on the Finesse is ridiculous, but they did have the proper setup, and that was definitely an improvement on the last maps. Anti-eco. And this is why we're so terrified. Look at the record for Paper X.
That's outrageous.
But it is different now. Slightly. So what did they lose without the Yoru? I think they lose a lot of the map presence that Yoru is able to provide. He could be on one side of the map and then in the blink another, at least on this attack side. They also lose the immense amount of mind games that go through with the TPs.
Finesse has a shorty here, light armor. Again, you see the Trailblazer taking B long. Info gather while Paper X tests the water towards A short. Trying to sneak the way up around the utility as the Viper wall goes down. No challenge had yet.
Smoke down.
Cheeky wall drop though. Trying to find Victor there after the boom bot.
Yeah. He tucks into the smoke, bang high on the tap. The nade comes through. No plant yet. No easy way to flip the map either. You see Forsaken is fully established U-Haul control and he's going to get challenged. You see Crashy trying to go forward, trying to go aggressive. But he hasn't swung out yet. There he comes, there he comes! Crashy's 1! Not able to get the 2nd. 2v2, Zorno Strike drops. And it's Ye who's able to clean things up. Devi has been ice in these situations, but Ye gets it this time. OpTic gets a 3.
Risky decision there with 13 HP from Ye to hold on to it, but he has been phenomenal. 18 kills in the first game. Follow was a fast one. And Finesse only had a judge there too, so I'm not sure how fast he would have been able to recover the weapon if Ye fell here. Ooh, that was crispy. The ADS at the same time. And here we go, converted bonus. It's this moment right here where Paper X really went on a streak on the last map, and Jing with the stinger. In the Fnatic game, he was ridiculous on that thing, bringing it back from the depths of prior patches.
Mentioned Jing with the stinger. He's actually going to work his way up off the Prowler. Dashes his way forward.
Seekers for Crashies to re-clear. Marv 2 finds the opener on Mind Freak.
And now the Molly too. They're just going to flip the map.
Really great re-clear for OpTic with that Molly. The smoke coming up at the same time. Crashies has spotted nobody's sand, so Victor and Marv are on notice.
Jing falls. Great response, but Forsaken still able to cause problems. 4v3 here. As you hear just gunfire erupt across the site. Ye's there to welcome Forsaken. Divai and Benkai follow suit. OpTic 4-0.
Does this feel a little bit like something we've seen here, Doug?
Yes, it does. I'm getting deja vu flashbacks.
We were here 5 days ago since we've seen these teams play. And they got stomped map 1 and then stomped back on map 2. It's only 4-0. Paper X with a timeout. Now Alex is going to talk to the team and figure out how to plug the gaps like they did on Haven.
Yeah, it is early, but you can kind of feel it, right? It's like it's a thickening in the air before a storm. OpTic are in a position here to where they can make something happen.
Yeah. Typically the storm is Forsaken walking into the site.
Yeah, that is
right? And without Yoru, this map is so impossible. It's not like Ascent, it's not like Haven, in the sense that you could pull rotations and then jump out of a choke silently. The only place you could do that really is A Lamps. And they've tried, they definitely have.
Again, with that Yoru comp in mind, oftentimes you have to believe none of what you see and half of what you hear, right? But with this, it's much more expected, right? It's a bit more run of the mill. You kind of know what you're getting.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say with Paper X that it'll anytime be run of the mill, ever, right?
It is Paper X.
And I will say, Jing right now has not gone for much fast aggression. For example, the double satchel that OpTic loved to do down into the bathrooms. He did do that a lot in the prior match as well, but this time he's really been focused on Hookah. Yay, a big angle.
Oh, Mind Freak with a similar one, and they're gonna get challenged at the same time. Ye wins his duel. Can Mind Freak? No. OpTic get 2.
And Benkai playing catch up, but OpTic falling way away. Ye's already here on the B site.
Jing is still flirting around in Hookah, but the spike is on the other side of the map. Looks like it's going to join him, though. Can Benkai play spoiler? Spots Victor, shot's not landing.
Wall allows him to fall back. Meanwhile, Finesse has pushed himself all the way into Octagon, so Ye has to challenge Jing, and he will fall.
And he gets a second? Finesse was able to take care of Divai, but that was it. Now Jing with 70 HP.
Molly can take it down fast.
Be careful, yeah, he gets the spike down, and he manages to preserve his life. He tries to get up top, 24 HP. He's in a 1v3, and no antics this time. Marv cleans him up. They're going to get the defuse. OpTic get to 5.
In a row, too. And Marv now has the ult. Victor has his ult, too. We've seen so many good trap plays from OpTic, but in that round, yeah, definitely after losing the original kill from Forsaken, which, by the way, was completely dry all along here. Just running it by himself, playing the TP, playing his anchor. And Ye's too fast for that.
And really, the one bright spot on the first map, you see he's able to continue his antics, but this time it's war by committee. Crashy's playing very well as well.
Alex not happy about this round, or at least the match, how it's going so far.
Tour de force through, a flash down long towards Fountain. And once again, space taken on showers from OpTic. Look at the pressure that they're already able to apply. Victor has no way out of this. He's gonna go forward, and he gets one with the showstopper! Tries to get the second, and he does!
And you never see Paper X walking into trap plays of their opponents.
One enemy remaining.
They're just jumping through the decay there, and Finesse is just able to clean it up. Mark on the TP, though, does give Mind Freak a little something.
He's gonna need a lot of something. With no armor, with 47 HP.
Yeah, he's behind him, too.
Finesse is getting 3Ks, OpTic get to 6. We thought it was a whirling dervish of pain on the side of PaperX before.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
They thought they had Victor dead to rights with that nade, with the molly as well, which would have instantly killed him.
Yeah, it was a great setup.
And then Finesse as well, who set up the showstopper as well. There was a vulnerable coming in with the snake bite. And it's 6-0.
They've got to do something here.
You want to
Jink has a
play? Let's
showstopper.
play.
And he has that stinger in hand. We hear Torque Force come through Forsaken once again. Way up. Trailblazer in his face, has to give the space up. Elbow spotted! Benkai falls.
Surprised they actually walk into that knowing that he wasn't on an angle here on long. Forsaken got deep up there before he TP'd. And they walk into it.
Yeah, he's still concealed. They don't know he's here.
Teleport's ready.
How do they even clear?
I don't know that you do. The one real thing they have here is Jing's stinger. But he's not in a position to satchel out a hookah or anything like that. They haven't even taken hookah because of the alarm bot that's there. Well, now they know the out's there. Cheeky little swing out from PaperX, not to get the kill, but Ye took a chunk of damage.
I mean, Jing trying to set up Forsaken there with his shoulder peek. Forsaken definitely could have found the value there.
Ye missing the shot. The threat is there. They know that they've lost hookah.
Again, how do you get through this wall? This is a full fuel Viper
30
wall right
seconds
now.
left.
Here.
And they're out of options. They have to go through.
The one thing they have is Devi's ult, but
Last player standing.
nothing really you can do here. Devi with the clean one, but Marved, even cleaner. OpTic 7.
This is a phenomenal response from OpTic. 7-0 after losing that first map, the worst they've ever lost on an international stage.
You know, I like quoting famous philosophers.
I do. People have no clue.
Oh, no, but this one will resonate. Hear me out. It was the wise
Got
man,
5 seconds.
Marshawn Lynch, who said everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. PaperX had a plan. They changed the compositions, but, dog, they've had nothing.
Yep. And they're going back again for this aggression. Last time it was Mind Freak to receive. This time Devi. When the Prowler spots him, so other players are going to be able to join. OpTic cannot chew off more here. And they won't. All they'll net themselves is one amazing ultimate here. The Seekers on this map. Some rotations come through.
Here.
One thing they're certainly missing is flashes in this comp. And they're not going to be able to clear Ye off this angle. And there it is. Jing falls. The pivotal instrument towards this B hit that consistently comes in for PaperX.
Mass right beneath him, too. You see that's reposition as Nightfall comes through. Ye still with the operator, just unfortunately not able to land the shots as Mind Freak's able to clean up Finesse too. The orbital strike causes problems for now. PRX just funnel out. They push their way out. They push their way forward. Now they have an orbital strike of their own. Crashies and Victor on the other side. Victor gets one with an aid of all things. Forsaken on the plant. Mind Freak weak. Crashies forward.
Player standing.
Mind Freak gets the third. Victor's gonna have to do it himself, and he cannot. PaperX are on the board.
But it's still a long path ahead. One round here on their attacking side. A place where they cause so much problems over and over. Right now, OpTic seems to be completely happy with what they're throwing at them. I do think that PaperX on that round, they were in a position that I certainly did not expect them to be able to win, especially after that orbital strike. It felt like 3 players were mollied in the middle of that, so quite shocking. They've got 2 players boosted up on elevation here, and they haven't hit this A site in quite a while, so OpTic making the perfect play.
Jing, we have liftoff, and it's a no-fly zone! The showstopper finds nothing as Marv gets him! 4v4 here, you hear the Viper's Pit come through. Benkai tries to shroud what he's up to on the side, and he does. Forsaken takes care of Ye. Demons exercise as Paper X look to put together a beautiful round. How do OpTic get back into this? I mean, they have money for days, so sure. Risk it, why not?
One enemy remaining.
But Crashy's entirely outnumbered, and they know where he is. They smell blood in the water. But perhaps Crashy's is a shark. He's gotten two. Time not on his side, though, and you still have to deal with the Viper Spin. Mind Freak cleans him up. Paper X get the second.
A chance there. They took down Mind Freak. Benkai low. W Gaming here, full force. As they cling together too, and this is the streak of rounds that is instrumental to success right now. Shut down the momentum, the motivation. From OpTic.
Gotcha.
For Marv to shut down the showstopper early. They thought that was a win condition, but immediately he gets traded out.
That was a hell of a shot too, man. Timeout coming through for OpTic as Paper X have won the last 2 rounds. And perhaps we're flirting with something here where the rounds come in bunches. OpTic had won 7 straight before Paper X found some of their footing, and that's why you see chat call it here.
Got to make this as brutal as possible to make the second half comeback impossible. And the things that worked there, honestly, was the late round trading, the late round decision making for them to get up close. Because both of those situations, OpTic got the initial kill. So these are definitely not, you know, crazy fluke rounds. This is Paper X really putting something together here. And they have switched the wall. More traditional here for Benkai to lurk up into the lamps. And oftentimes that is very, very intended to punish Chambers in this situation. And Ye is there at lamps. What a different style we've seen from Paper X so far. So slow in comparison to their typical pace. The fastest easily at this event.
And I mean, even when they've tried going fast, they just haven't found much success. Cheeky little setup, good counter molly. Forsaken takes a little bit of damage.
I mean, it's so crazy that they're willing to do that when Ye's on the other side.
Forsaken pushed through. Jing tried to get on the trade, but it was Crashies who wins that one out. Crashies puts another to sleep. It's a 5v3 here for OpTic, as once again, it seems like their rate of winning out, like outrageously high number of rounds after a timeout may continue.
Spamming.
Clean up from Finesse to get one, not able to get the second. You still have the operator in the hands of Ye backside. Oh, the gun barrel gives him away, but he wasn't expecting Forsaken, and now Tour de Force online.
Launching smoke.
They're TPing out too.
Flipping the map.
Marv has no stim here to get back fast, but he will be in short. They have the trip up though from Forsaken.
They're trying to storm the gate safe, but the rotations are not late.
Last player
It's a
standing.
1v1, Marv against Benkai. Controllers, but the bullet don't come through for Marv as Benkai gets 3.
Crucial 1v1 to win. And consistently the clutches are caving on the side of OpTic. It was a massive problem for them in their series against DRX. It was a reason why that initial game went lopsided. Even though they're typically so good at clutch rounds. And this is a great comeback after a 7-0. Remember, 7-0. Here's the double satchel from Jing. Slow on the ground, but it's a fast reaction from Victor, but all it nets is a trade.
The Seekers, too, to make sure they hadn't fully established Showers control, so they're going to be able to work their way forward into that.
Ye also found Benkai on the other side of the map. Might find Forsaken here too, and he does.
Dude, and it's the little things. Crashy's flashes into short right during that. And that's exactly where PaperX are going. And off of this, OpTic with a big numbers advantage. 4v2, Mind Freak.
This is a judge here. Swing with the flash.
Judge is there. Spam through. It gets cleaned up. Finesse with the judge, as you said, as OpTic get to 8.
Last round in
It's
the
that
half.
aggressive pace from PaperX that ends up costing them. Their OpTic completely ready for the bathroom aggression. Completely ready for both Benkai and Forsaken to try to take some space long. And this map, definitely Jing and Forsaken not finding as much value as they did. We'll see though, Forsaken, only headhunters here in the final round of the half. Definitely a broken buy here for PaperX.
PaperX with a non-existent buy, man. The operator in the hands of Marv as Jing falls.
Copenhagen and Brimstone Ops. Name a better duo, and he gets it again.
Oh, shot. Marv gets a second. You see Victor trying to play in a spot where he's able to welcome them, and Ye with the tour de force on the other side.
Marv in the middle of all that gets that off, but finally a shot missed. They'll have Victor to back him up though, and it will net the kill and potentially net the half and respond right back to PaperX with a 9-3 of their own.
Benkai just on the other side. He switches over to the Vandal. Prime Gaming Flawless comes through as Ye takes care of Benkai. A 9-3 half response for OpTic after the bludgeoning that they took on map 1.
Yeah.
Excellent response.
I mean, I'm wondering if all that people talking that Finesse was doing at the beginning of the game was them completely breathing a sigh of relief. After they see no Yoru here, this definitely did not work out for PaperX, at least on this half. And this is what I was mentioning, Marv getting off that orbital strike in the middle of fighting on both sides. Perfect for EA to be able to pinch them as they go for the TP.
An excellent response out from OpTic. Watch the throne, because kings kill when princes feel power.
We're going to half.
Thank you very much, Bala and Doug. There is another 9-3, but this time in the favor of OpTic. I've got Jess and Brent back here with me. Brent, OpTic, they have an answer. They have the discipline, and the game plan is working.
Yeah, it's kind of handed them on a plate, I think, because the composition of PaperX are playing, it's so clear that they're uncomfortable to a degree. Like, they want to play fast and loose, and when they are controlled, when they're running the double controller, the double smokes, they have to play at a bit of a slower tempo to take map control, and they are struggling because of it. They are struggling so much.
It looked like it took 7 rounds until they were confident enough to take those opening jewels, to take space on the map.
Yep.
That being said, the man on your screen right now was one that was denying them a lot of that space. I think OpTic had a perfect read on the power positions on the map. And this man, we spoke about flashes and the likes of getting Jing in. Conversely, OpTic had one of the best flashes in the entire server, just going, you can't have it, you can't have it, this is my spot, don't come in.
But I loved how hard OpTic were fighting over this map control. The entire time, Showers was being denied, Hookah was being re-cleared. They were always taking opportunities to essentially punish and play with complete confidence. You've just got flattened on map number 1, and you've come back in, and you're playing with this much confidence, this much gall to be able to take the fight to PaperX. I mean, they are just honestly a world-class and a difference team. This is what experience affords you, is opportunities like this to not, just fall quietly into the night. You will fight back tooth and nail, and the fact that it's 9-3 is absurd, but there was adaptations towards the end. Forsaken ended up capitalizing, re-clearing the space, taking it back again as we saw in that final clip. There were attempts by PaperX, but is it too late? Is it too little? Because they are sitting at that 9-3 scoreline.
We did say they're one of those attacking-sided teams, so to go on to a half where you might not be comfortable, you don't have the usual composition that you run right on the map with, I tend to stray away. I mean, I got the green wall wearing today, and I have a nice little stack to throw up for everyone. If you're aware, OpTic have won every single map of their opponent so far throughout this tournament. Not just their own map pick, but if their opponent has picked a map, they've won it. 4 of the times that they've gone and they've had to face their opponent's map pick, they've won it, and I think they might make it 5-0.
It's looking like it, isn't it?
I think so too, yeah. OpTic are looking great, taking the fight to PaperX. But PaperX, they got to bounce back here. They have to bounce back. It's not an elimination match. They will have a second chance, whoever loses. And I'm going to throw this over back to Doug and Bala to get back into the second half of Vine.
One half in the books, and if you're a fan of OpTic, you're enjoying the tale that's been told so far. Meanwhile, if you're a paper people? What do we go with? Paper people? Yeah, paper people. You're not digging this one.
Ooh, and a fast double satchel again from Victor. And this has been so successful. There's no Brimstone stim here, though, but here we go. That kind of receive.
And the molly to
Oh, the
delay.
pinch!
They're just going for it. Forsaken's there, and once again, he gets the opener on the round. The spike, still back showers, as there are fights all over the site.
And OpTic already succumbing a little bit to the aggression that we expect from Paper X. They even got a haunt down Long B. And Ye was not able to put it down, so a lot of information here for Paper X to work with. And I think at this point, they can just chill. Look at the rotation coming in towards this A side. Jing is already here, and he has a nade.
Finesse so weak too. It's actually Ye who's going first. No challenge across you. Oh, there was one towards Dice, and well, it doesn't work out for Mind Freak. Crash Use has shown up too. It's a 2v2 here though. They're certainly not out of the woodworks yet.
Wait,
He's gotten into a 1v1. Ye against Devi. Again, clutches have not been on the side of OpTic so far.
and he knows the information. He's gonna plant. Force spawn, no.
No, he's not.
30 seconds left.
All the way.
Bad guy. Devi has no idea. And the thing is, even if Devi were to go in short right now, Ye would know.
And he can't even hear the spike plant. There, he's scratching his head, wondering what the heck happened here.
Goes through the telly again. Ye, wise as to what's going on. One shot left in that headhunter.
And the weapon will be in Devi's favor with the Ghost.
Yeah. He's looking to put that one bullet right between Devi's eyes, and he's not able to, but he does with the clutch. Ye gets 3, OpTic get 10.
And the pistol round for the leaders this time too. OpTic received the statement, received the letter of intent from Paper X, and
Nice round, Jay.
they send back a cease and desist on a map that has been completely undefeated, spotless for Paper X right here. And look at this. Off the backs of that clutch from Ye, Paper X is going to say, let's go for a buy here. There's a lot of SMGs here. A Stinger, 2 Spectres.
While OpTic looking to spoil that day, they still have the gun advantage, even with the investment on the side of Paper X.
Preemptively firing the peak there from Ye, not looking for the Prowler, looking for somebody walking down with it.
The silence deafening, as Paper X have no idea what OpTic want to do here. And they're going to go about it the quiet route. Now you see that flash come through. Counter flash, Prowler trying to find something. And it's Jing who's able to get the opener, but Victor has made his way in. And Victor not able to get more with it. You see the investment, it may have worked out. But now Finesse with 40 HP and a 1v3. He's got the Spectre, and Benkai cleans it up. The Stinger too good.
And Paper X has been phenomenal after losing their pistol rounds so far this tournament. Before this game, they were 2-3, a 40% win rate in that round specifically. And that's not one that they could get massive advantages with, or being able to buy a Vandal or anything like that because of a couple of kills or anything. There's no spike plant money from the defender side. Forsaken going fast on top of this box. It could definitely catch OpTic off guard here. Oh, he's hiding in the one-way too. This is old school tech.
They don't know. What a setup as Forsaken goes double dipping. Gets a second, third not there. But Benkai cleans things up on showers.
The dot's cold there. For OpTic, not able to actually read the situation.
One enemy remaining.
That Viper orb was phenomenal, and Finesse is just, he's just dead. the setup from Paper X. They just keep up coming up with such cool things. Just immediately dropping the orb as soon as you could. Forsaken, that's an easy kill against actually a complete anti-strat to that wall that is becoming more and more popular that actually gives some space on top of that box to peek from. The typical one that we saw, you know, at Reykjavik and tournaments prior was always covering that box up.
Would you look at that ball? We had a little, oh, well, we had a little dual op setup. EA decides to go for the Vandal. Forsaken still has it. Going to challenge into short, but again, no one there.
Nice trap here for Victor. They're going to get the flash. And, oh, Mind Freak not able to escape, but gets the one anyways.
Jing, Lang, and Wade and Hookah. Again, the gun barrel, the most deceptive of things, but yay, swings around anyway. Forsaken with the op, had a shot at the collapse, which is over. Sleight of hand, not on his side. Now it's Benkai who's left outnumbered in a 1v3.
Spike planted.
And how the heck does he do this one?
Not when they know where he's at. Crashes get to heal up on Finesse as well. He's back up to 100.
So far away. Those little dinosaur arms that he walked out, courtesy of OpTic.
11-5, and while that eco round certainly didn't let this game get completely out of hand for Paper X like we saw from OpTic in the first map, it's still a long path. Jing there too. Definitely should have gotten that kill on the Ye.
Jacob, come here. Lock, get up, get up.
I'm locked. Ye displaying some confidence?
The most unassuming of the group.
Yeah. Usually he's like, I mean, that was lucky.
Interesting buy here out from Paper X. Forsaken has that short course. Well, he had it. As he just gets dropped instantly.
That duel is going to be so much fun to watch.
Secrets through, Benkai with Roomba in his face. Didn't get a chance to clear it out at all. As Victor won with the nade, as he's going up top, he's going deeper, he's looking for more. Viper's Pit to conceal anything that's happening on the site.
These execute super clean here from OpTic. The amount of utility that's on that spawn door, the pipes exit, ridiculous to deal with. And it forces you to be peeking when they're walking out of bathroom. So that's just easy kills to clean up for OpTic.
Yeah, I don't think Paper X want the heat, man.
And they're going to let him get to match point, but for good reason. If they lost players here, it would have been basically map.
Economy obviously not in great shape either. You see Mind Freak with only 900 credits. Yeah, he's going to bring in the Orbital Strike to the next round.
Last player standing.
Good swing.
And the nice thing is now that Showstopper's online too.
Yeah.
For Jing, so now you see 2 key ultimates online here.
Sure.
Match point.
As we get up to match point here for OpTic. The narrative that we had coming into this map was there's no way OpTic come back against a team as good at this map as Paper X. It looks like they're definitely costing them. One more chance here for Paper X. One more opportunity to keep this map alive. And look at the space they've taken, the haunt, to find something through that smoke potentially, but it doesn't find anything, so they go exploring. And a gap for Benkai too, here in the wall.
Do they check it? Wall goes down.
To be clean.
That's unfortunate. The Molly hit right in the face. Now the nade there, Benkai, nowhere to go. Nothing is safe. As Ye trying to check this tight angle, but he could get leaked out from U-Haul. There's the challenge, Orbital Strike comes through. We mentioned that ult at the beginning of the round.
Looking for Forsaken too.
Do they rotate back into his lap?
Love the way that Mind Freak is playing this.
He's just waiting. Patiently, he gets a big kill.
Spike down A.
Now knowledge of where the spike is, the Molly to cut things off.
And Forsaken can strike at any point here too, because information right now is only that Mind Freak's on the flank, but he gets a little greedy and Crashes finds something too. Oh no! It's falling apart.
It's off the rails. But Forsaken brings it right back. It's now Marv in a 1v2. Benkai weak. Forsaken light armor.
Does he know?
He may. He's staring right at it. Averts his gaze. How does Marv do this? He doesn't. That's how. Paper X get to 6.
Great round for Paper X on a number of levels. The one weapon was enough. A save from the last round. And the push immediately down long B. OpTic was not set up to receive. And also, we have to keep in mind, Mark is all the way deep at him, so he spots that pocket, but Benkai specifically was playing there to counter the Victor double satchel. They won't go for it. They're going to go for that trap play with the Molly elbow and the double satchel here. All the way down for Sankis here, though.
No, Benkai drops the fight. Bit for short, but the rest of the fight is happening on the other side of the map. Jing gets so high! And he manages to get one with the showstopper. OpTic just get dismantled, but Ye somehow gets 2. With the tour de force. Hasn't equalized the round quite yet.
Trip just went off, and he also hears the Prowler, Doug, so he knows exactly where both of these players are.
I have the spike.
And he receives the spike immediately, so a lot of time, a lot of space for him to punish Devi here, who will be in a 1v1. 21-9 for him.
Again, you mentioned that 1v1. Devi playing an elbow, Ye quietly sneaking his way forward. Benkai's still on the other side of the map, as Ye has so many options before him.
45 seconds too.
Is he gonna walk all the way back?
He's got no. He clears everything, so he knows nobody playing close sight at least. Now he sets up his TPs too, so he can get back out of this situation.
Devi just now starting to move. Ye gets the spike down. Devi's on the swing, the head-to-head, and Ye is dead.
And what started a few rounds ago now for Paper X was certainly real. This was, again, aggression against aggression. OpTic want to go for that double satchel up long. But the classic Paper X, this time they actually add Jing to the mix, which just works so well with the showstopper. The haunt in that smoke provides so much value, and they're going to go for it again. And even here, Devi might still send that same exact message.
Going to Prowler in the face of the satchel, and he has to throw it in reverse. Nightfall there, and it's going to hit almost everyone. Ye's the only one who's not there. The swing out doesn't find a ton. It's actually OpTic winning these duels. Oh! But Devi!
Down B.
With 3 and Ye's left alone. Devi gets 4.
What
Paper
the
X.
fuck?
They're not done with Bind.
Not at all. They gave themselves a hope with the eco round win. And now a few in a row as OpTic need to find a way to close this out. It's not going to be to leave Ye in 1vx situations at the end of every single round.
One enemy remains.
Devi. He joins the stage for the first time this tournament and ends up popping off.
He has been a scoundrel this entire series. Again, you know, we mentioned it on the first map. We talk so much about these other players on the side of Paper X, and well, for good reason, right? Like, you've got a star-studded lineup over there. But Devi, he's putting everyone on notice.
Yeah, at least in these important moments. A couple of clutch situations, or anti-clutch situations, you can call them, that 2 versus 1 for him. He's only at 8 and 17, but massive, massive impact. And on the first round, his stats definitely reflected that impact. This time, not so much. Mind Freak, 18 and 16.
That's crazy. It means Devi was 4 and 17 before that round. But man, you talk about impact, you're absolutely right.
And there's even more than that. Obviously, you got the 4K in that round, but the Fade Prowler shuts down the actual push from Victor there, who's trying to go around the corner with a flash from Crashies. And it was good. Both Mind Freak and Devi were flashed. But the Prowler stopped him. He can't go against the flash if he's flashed. Forsaken's challenging Bathroom here. With an op of his own. An OpTic on a really, really light buy. They're going to tuck.
No, they're not. Great response out from Crashies, though.
Take on my trap.
As Jink falls, you still have the operator in play Forsaken. now some info gathered. They understand there is some presence on board. Off of that, there's the pinch, and Mindfreak gets another. Looking to be one of the cleanest rounds Paper X have put together.
Teleport's ready.
And it is worth noting, OpTic with a broken buy coming into this one, you still see the remnants of that finesse from the Stinger. Marv with just a Sheriff. Options almost non-existent. Crispy shot, but Paper X gets a 9. And this is like this coming round, Balla, this is where we'll see the impact of the timeout that was called previously.
Yes, absolutely. All smiles for the Paper X fans. As they put together now 4 in a row, they've come from 5, 12 to 5. Still 3 match points to go. Important here that they build the bank. So no matter what happens in the round, they're consistently going to have money equipped to take on the push. But look at this, Forsaken might actually go for a beacon to TP.
Yeah, what is he up
to challenge EA.
Yep.
No, he's gonna get out of there for sure.
Drops the alarm bot too. The swing is there. Victor cleans up Jing.
Not a good start here for Paper X. They've been winning the early engagements.
And off of that, Victor now one step closer to that showstopper. Forsaken still has that tour de force. Holding down showers, but again, OpTic cut noise.
Crash is also with
Teleport's
the Seekers
ready.
marked as well. This is a big round to resist. If you're Paper X, Forsaken going for a play though. Clears it out with the...
Of course he's going for a play. It's Forsaken. Why not? Crash, he's unaware the sequence there, and that might actually be enough, but no, it's not.
Really want to try to pair those Seekers with the orbital strike too, and now they execute. Large chunk of it taken out, still has it. That's Mindfreak Salt right there, and they want to actually work a pick with Ye.
Yeah, Finesse, who's still flirting outside of showers. And you see the rotations actually coming off for Paper X. They're headed towards B. Oh, how did he not see the shoulder?
30 seconds left.
That looks so close.
I think he knows, he knows. Look at him, the crosshair.
Yes, it's good. But again, Finesse in showers, the leader for OpTic.
What?
The Doctor of Deception tries finessing his way into A, and he does. Turns around, destroys Forsaken. And now Victor gets a spike down.
10 seconds left.
3v3 here, Operator still in the hands of Ye. The rotations now start to show up for Paper X. Time not on their side. Molly to clear out bench, but there's no one home.
Victor 2, showstopper to end this game.
Is that the finishing blow? There's a showstopper.
It's popped
buying
early.
Space, buying time. And Paper X so patient. Stalwart in the face of what's before him. But they have to make a move, and they have to do it soon. And they move right into Ye. This third map looking like a foregone conclusion here as Benkai gets into half. He's gonna have to do it by himself, and no, Finesse does it at the end. 13-9 responses. We're headed to map 3. We're headed to Fracture, baby.
A phenomenal response from OpTic. But even in the face of a crushing defeat, Paper X with a nice little comeback there after what looked like they're going to be fully in despair the first map.
Well, and the truth is, like, that doesn't go their way by a hair.
No.
It really doesn't. Like, easily could have gone the other way, but ultimately, as you were saying, it's a fake comeback. They bamboozled the people.
So many important moments throughout the entire map. And that one definitely got us off of our seats, off of our feet. Day specifically too. I mean, we came into this tournament with him in the conversation. I mean, he was the conversation about best player in the world. And at the beginning of the tournament, he definitely didn't have best player in the world performances. But since playoffs, he's been amazing. The crazy thing, though, is Paper X come into this as a potential favorite, and Jing quietly sneaks his name into that conversation. So far on Haven, he was really good, but map 2 definitely struggled a little bit. We're gonna have to see Fracture, where he is insane.
He struggled. Paper X struggled. Break on the other side of this one. Friends, don't go far. Fracture's next.
I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it. Quitting was never an option. And you can't stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it.
would you have guessed after what Victor does now? Which team is this? Do you think this is Jing? Yeah, I think this is Jing.
I think
this is Jing. I think this is Paper X. The fact that they can give Paper X a taste of their own medicine in attacking strategy is nice. It wasn't as formidably fast as we know Jing to be, but it gave me flashes of what Paper X were known to be great at when it comes to bind, and now, well, it's OpTic's playground now.
Yeah, we're going into Fracture, and I mean, I've got some big questions, I think, largely about what OpTic are going to be doing in terms of their preparation, how they're going to be turning it back, because the Fracture's been up and down. It's a map that I think they would consider to be one of their best ones, but maybe not so much these days, just off the back of the fact that, these guys did float Fracture as a map in this pool. But one play in particular I really wanted to highlight is Ye, because this guy, we said it, we got a little bit of a listen in, he said he's locked in.
Locked in.
He looks great today. I mean, Jing's been a bit quiet, but Ye has been having the performance of his life. A lot of people criticized him in the beginning of this tournament. I don't think that anybody is criticizing him right now.
No, I mean, the guy is just on fire right now. And honestly, it's a dangerous element. You're heading into the next map. If he keeps this moving forwards, this kind of form, this is world-class, world championship caliber, which we already know. These guys have achieved it in the past.
Yeah, I think Ye being on the tip-top of his game is great. There's also another player we have to highlight if we're speaking about Fracture. Victor. Going to be another linchpin of their attacking and defensive strategy, of course. It's just going to be the whole game plan for OpTic now. They know they can do it on the best playground of Paper X. They can wipe away that fear a little bit. Now they go into a bit more of an even playing ground. Yes, the DRX result worries me a little bit, but I think there's an opportunity to reset. This is a brand new environment for them to sit on there and prove that the Fracture isn't wishy-washy for them always.
How even is this playground, though? I mean, I know we want to ignore what happened against DRX, but it feels like we can't, really.
No, I mean, honestly, I think Paper X are a team they're going to be probably coming into this next one with a lot of confidence. They started off this map with not a lot of confidence, which was surprising. They were really uneager to trade each other out, take risks and make plays as well in the early portions of bind, and it cost them heavily. They got to be coming in with a bit of a reset mindset now. I mean, it has to be a core takeaway. And for OpTic, I don't know. My brain's empty. My head's empty. I got no thoughts.
Isn't it always empty though, Brent?
It's always empty. Yeah, I'm absolutely the desk's himbo, and I'll defend that title to my dying breath. But yeah, I don't really know what to expect from this team because they've been just so up and down on Fracture recently.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about Fracture a little bit more. This is a decider. I think I was definitely quite surprised that OpTic let through Bind and Fracture, but after seeing Bind, they have a plan. They have a plan.
Look, you can look at the stats, and I'm usually, you know me, I'm the stats-heavy girl. I will go back and I will say, well, they've only ever lost once on this map. They have a perfect international record on this map. This is a map that, Paper X should win through and through. But I don't think the stats fairly dictate the variables we have on stage right now. You've got an OpTic that have won their opponent's map pick, one they thought themselves they would win, and you're coming into an environment where that's stood up against DRX, lights fires, under very formidable teams like OpTic's butts. They're going to be sitting there going, we lost that against DRX quite heavily, and we've learned a lot of lessons from that. That's a dangerous opponent to go up against. We're talking about OpTic in like rematches. I'm talking about OpTic on the micro level of rematches against themselves on maps. Do they lose? Not very often.
It's going to be really intriguing, I think, moving into the next map, because a lot of questions for it. I know last time as well, Paper X, I had to refresh my memory on this, but they did move away from the double duelist comp that they liked to play the last time they played Fracture. They ended up playing Jing on Sage, and it was a bit of a sticking point for them. So I liked it. When we get into the later, I think it limited him too much, personally.
You think?
Yes, because normally he's playing the Raze, and normally he's hyper-aggressive, and he's able to set up a lot of the plays. I want to see them return to that, because to me, it speaks that they are playing with confidence, and they're coming into this with confidence, which was, I think, one of the things they were massively lacking at the start of Bind. They found it towards the end of the series, but it's too late. They weren't afforded a buffer. You didn't have any more opportunities to give, any more rounds to give. It was a bit of a comeback, but it was a fake comeback.
I know you said the lack of confidence on the side of Paper X, but I feel like Forsaken has been the consistency on that team today, where I haven't seen any of that from him. Some of the other players, I feel like you said, Jing has been a little bit quiet, but Forsaken versus Victor, this is going to be really spicy.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I think whatever ends up happening as well, it's as well that old storyline that rears its head about Victor performing well. Jess, you brought it up earlier. I think it is a huge part for OpTic having success on maps, is when Victor feels comfortable and is popping off. So far, it's been a little bit tempered in this series, I would say.
On this particular map, Victor does have to have a big showing. That is his role. That is the agent upon which is entrusted upon him. And to make the space, to take the space, we saw on Bind, they know the power positions on the map that are expected that PRX are going to take. If they want to stop them at the door and they want to keep up this whole attitude of these are the power positions, we own them, you can't get in without a lot of utility, and by that point we fade back. I like that. I think that works. I think they have a very clear understanding that PaperX uses momentum in the early round to the mid round based off those positions on the map. If they keep holding these power angles, they keep fighting for those spots, I really think Fracture's a map where it's very difficult to regain that space. Once you have it, it's rather yours, and that is where the momentum comes the mid to late round. I'd like to see how OpTic adapts to that.
I mean, of course, winning this gets you a spot in the grand finals on Sunday. It also means that you will get 2 bans, not just 1 ban, but 2 on that day, and that is a massive advantage if you look at the fact that Fnatic and FPX are the 2 teams you're going to have to face, and they have weaknesses. So you can force them onto their weaknesses, so this is a really, really important map here.
I think having that advantage is why, even though we say this is not a knockout game, the stakes for me couldn't be higher. If I was one of the coaches sitting down, if I'm Chet, if I'm Alex, and I'm looking at this, I say to the boys, this is the match we got to win, because it almost guarantees a leg up in the finals.
Yeah. Well, we're into the Prime Gaming Agent Select, and now, again, Bren, you mentioned you don't want to see the Sage here. Do you think that's going to be the change that's going to make a difference?
Yeah, I think putting Jing back on the Raze gives him a bit more confident. It's the role he's comfortable with as well. He looked uncomfortable last time they played that comp. I actually spoke to Benkai after that match shortly after.
He heard you.
Yeah, I mean, he said it's a comp that they do actually play. I mean, they haven't played it much in terms of their official matches, but they have 2 versions of it depending on what they're up against. But Jing is going to be playing the Raze, which I am a huge fan of. It goes back to that confidence-driven composition, and I think that's what you need when you're going up against a team like OpTic. They have not let their foot off the gas, despite the fact that they got absolutely flattened in map number 1.
I like it. I think it will go towards that confidence level you're speaking about. I think this last map is going to be that area where they have to. Obviously, Crash is on the KO. Spoke about him being the clutch master, the power position holder. He is going to be a linchpin just beside the Neon of Victor. I'm wondering whether or not it's going to be a Neon head-to-head kind of thing. Do we come back at halftime and we say, look at this, look what they're able to do? I'd like to see that, but I think that there's so many key stakeholders in both of these teams around the map that I'm yet to be fully sold.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on, I think, as we head deeper into this map. And I love as well that we're really just retelling the stakes of this one. You win this one, you go to the finals. You get 2 map bans as well. If you end up winning this one, it is a hyper important match, potentially one of the most important ones of both of these players on each side's careers.
But also the lower bracket is way too scary. I don't think you want to be dropping down there to face FPX or Fnatic, and also that also gives you an extra day where the upper bracket team can prep.
That is so important. A lot of people forget that if you have an entire 24 hours to work with, players at this level, coaches, support staff of this level, that is a lifetime of time to be able to work with to prep for one of 2 opponents, and maybe you could just prep for both. It's heaps of time, so let's see who is able to snag that by its tail.
Let's see indeed, as we head into the final map with your casters, Doug and Bola.
Thank you so much, Sue. Gird your loins, hang on to your butts. We're headed to Fracture, and what a perfect place to decide who wins this series. I mean, Balla, you talk about fast versus fast, you talk about OpTic being the ones who pioneered the Neon on this map. It just doesn't get any better.
I mean, this matchup already was so interesting with that factor involved. And right away, look at PaperX. They want to go fast against OpTic here, and he's got a great setup on top of the box. High-low with Marv.
Color me shocked. They wanted to go fast. Divide with a great trade, as you see Jing tries to get up top and just drop down instantly. Mind Freak not able to find more than 1. Finesse weak. Benkai is 2. He drops Finesse. There's the swing out as Benkai with nothing in health is able to get those 2 at the end.
What a ridiculous round from Benkai. But even more ridiculous, OpTic just completely squeezed on that south side. The spawn, they never left it. That's the type of pace and aggression you expect from PaperX.
1 enemy remaining.
Just the second as well.
Down, attacker spawn.
I honestly felt like at the end of that round, I was like, oh, he got a couple kills. But no, that was all the players.
Yeah, that was all he needed. It's going to be interesting to watch Divide playing the chamber here up against Ye.
They're both set up again, south side crunch. And they're going again.
And that stun hits 3 of them. Victor was the only one who wasn't hit, and he was a sitting duck anyway.
1 enemy remaining.
Great response, but still,
I mean,
too much to do.
Even when they do get a couple, this is actually a completely failed round from PaperX after it looked like a fantastic one. Crash will get the spike down.
And he's in a 1v2. He spots 1 player. Shot's not landing. The flash as he swings around. Still has a bit to work with, but Divide cleans him up.
It was a great setup, and obviously the kills came in from Forsaken. Ye was there fast. And the thing that you have to do, you have to decide which side you're going to hold, and Ye immediately is there. Gets the kill, trades it with final player Crashies.
No fireworks today, I'm afraid.
And they just commit to continue pushing through that B site. That's going to be super important because as you saw, 2 players from PepperX were just coming right behind them in halls. And this is going to be a super interesting game if we stay on the south side default that OpTic is playing. And it looks like we are.
Mate, I'm not going to lay out to you. I don't care if we stay there, if we go somewhere else. I just want that pace the entire time.
Well, PaperX is the first one to renege on the contract that they had. Because they're going up for this north side crunch this time, and it could cost them because OpTic looked like they want to just go fast towards the classic B execute, and they're going to be stuck in arcade. And there's a lot of space still possible here for OpTic to take.
There it is, the fast lane, the flashes, as Victor tries to find space, and he does. He's made his way up to tower. Unscathed so far, but the challenge just on the other side. He swings out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he overstays his welcome. That's the danger when you push into that kind of thing, but still, OpTic have a chance at this. Marv is weak. He gets a 2-1v1, and Marv! Ice in his veins as he gets 3.
Keeps Crashies up too as we go into the next. So both guns stay, and even though he didn't get picked up, that as long as he doesn't fall completely at the end of the round, he'll be right back into it. Look at this from Mark. The second shot.
Oh, the third.
God.
All of them.
Jimmy? Go. Let's go. Well played, bro.
And it's calm. It's not the same type of aggressive energy from OpTic after they got run down on, and they will swap. Still no presence on the north side, but they want to go fast to punish Beckon or Mindfreak here.
And it's actually Ye who welcomes that aggression. Victor takes a bit of his own into the lap of Mindfreak and dismisses him. Again, these rounds, they play out so quickly. Opening seconds of the round, and it almost feels like it's decided.
Spike planted.
This is the type of play you expect to be countering PaperX, and right now, so far, looks like it will.
Devi looking to find some value with that tour de force. Again, in a 3v5. The nice thing is he has plenty of options to pick from. 5 targets on the other side. Can he even find one?
They're already saving. Devi just wants to find something with the tour de force.
I know, he's not even going to get a chance, it doesn't look like.
I mean, he will if he just opens up the door. Knock, knock.
That's the chance you want. Nothing. Clean round out from OpTic. They weathered the aggression coming to them from the western side of the map. They applied a bit of their own on the eastern side, and it was a win all around.
Yeah. And Ye, who's been phenomenal all series long, touted as potentially the operators, players on Fnatic, on Guild, on OpTic now, touted consistently as the counter to PaperX. And as soon as he got that op online, he finds himself a kill against an aggression down tree, and Forsaken's still not done. With the weapons that they have, they're gonna go for it a little bit more. Finally, a north side spread for arcade control here from OpTic. He's in trouble.
Yes, he is. The holdout from Forsaken cleans him up.
But look at the space taken now. Victor's already in their spawn. He's pushed up. Nobody else on this B site.
And Marv just joined the northern side off of the rope, so they've made their intentions very clear. They have full B control. They should be able to get this fight down, but they want to fight.
Just a great flash setup for Victor to get more. This is dangerous, though. Forsaken's picked up an op. His ult did run out, though.
Spike
But he's got
planted.
the op. Maybe he can find something with it, a gift. No armor on 2 of them. PaperX! Speaking of gifts, Ness never saw him. Woo! Crashy's able to swing around, take care of Jing. Numbers advantage in favor of OpTic here. PaperX are going to have to somehow get over that, get over the fact that time's not on their side. They're going to go. Are they going for this? They want to keep the op. They're just going to go. Can Forsaken slip his way in? The tap is there, and that should extinguish things.
They can fight the cross, though, here. They can make this expensive, and they will.
Player
A
standing.
shot from Mindfreak, and Forsaken did escape with the op. And and they could have even kept them still. The backside of Gen there. But clean round, clean reaction from OpTic. To just push in after Forsaken gets this kill onto Ye. That's a great stun from him. But this is what I mean, the reaction's so good. This flash to set up Victor. Divide did a good job as well to dodge that, but OpTic feeling some momentum behind them. As we go for a Paper X timeout.
Early one too.
I mean, all 5 rounds so far has included a tree push, except for that north side crunch that they did. So there's got to be more depth to this. They've got to have a game plan that allows them some flexibility, because right now OpTic is a brick wall.
Slight lead here, but a lead nonetheless for OpTic. You see Forsaken on your screen. Now Furness trying to talk through how they're going to approach the rest of this half. Some interesting ultimates online on the side, really, of both teams, right? Benkai has his Rolling Thunder, Mindfreak 1 point away from the Viper's Pit, so they have some tools here to try to counter some of what's been going on, but you're right, it hasn't felt like Paper X have had the flexibility that they need to weather what OpTic is throwing at them.
The really nice thing for OpTic is on both of their defaults that they've shown so far, they've been able to have good reactions no matter what Paper X throws at them. This time you expect it to slow down a little bit, but Forsaken again at tree. And we do have a set molly here from Marved. Wonder where that's going to go. Maybe Gen, maybe somewhere at tower.
Tower perhaps, because it seems like that's where they want to go.
Yeah, backside of tower.
That's a great delay, and now the Rolling Thunder that we mentioned to push them back, but Victor has gotten separated from the team. Is that going to be okay, though, as the flash keeps them back? Yeah, with the operator holding his tight angle patient, as Marv is right behind him.
That's a Jing on the other side, too, with Divide. And they're holding firm. This feels like a first for Paper X.
But this feels so like OpTic. Make a bunch of noise at the beginning, and then turn the volume all the way down.
And the nice thing, usually these pace changes make it really easy to set up a trap play, but for OpTic, they've already baited out that trap.
This feels like vintage OpTic. Victor's able to take care of Forsaken. Numbers their way. You see Benkai with the fault line in his face. Ooh. And now a Victor too, but he's able to dismiss it. Benkai from up top! He's able to find his second! Mindfreak is doing it too. The orbital strike comes down.
Spikes down to...
Oh, and a shot out from Ye! 2v3 here, and Device showing he can wield that thing just as well. Jin cleans him up. We're tied at 3.
And Paper X slowing down by miles per hour. I mean, they just slowed down to a crawl. They're not even moving on the map at this point. Divide with the op on one side of the map, and then Benkai with the very, very nice swing. Also with the volley there from Mindfreak. Very cool.
I don't know how Benkai gets to there. But either way he does, we're tied at 3-piece. Operator in the hands of Ye, and 1 for Devi as well.
Here comes a fast set play for OpTic again into Halls.
Knife, relay bulging on the swing, nothing.
And this is complete cause for them to just chill for a second, because got their backs covered. Ye's got the op to work with, and they've got the opening pick.
Oh, the nade is perfect. Benkai, can he tuck? Is he safe?
That smoke might fade, though. Benkai might be able to do massive damage.
Again from up top. Undetected. Finds more value.
Retake wall on, too. They can come out of Halls really easily here, especially with that next kill.
Great shout out from Devi. Finesse trying to take care of them both, and he does. A 2v2 here. Mindfreak so far away, but he gets a kill that he needs. Forsaken does too.
Hey, you could get yourself on the desk over there with that sign.
Mindfreak carries the Viper's Pit in the next round. Forsaken was able to pick up the op. That timeout, it worked.
Finesse almost brings it back, but definitely a miscalculation. That smoke fading right as they take their eyes off of it, right as they decide they actually want to capitalize on the hit on the first kill. And Paper Rex take the lead on this map. Much closer affairs so far in this first half.
But that's what the people want, man.
It's what the people want.
That's what the people want. And it was, again, it was Paper Rex who called timeout. They figure out what's going on, and now OpTic attempt to do a bit of the same.
Yep. And a reminder too, this is the upper bracket final. So both these teams, whether they win or lose, have another chance. And it's so important actually for OpTic, in my mind, to take down Paper Rex here for the health and safety of this tournament, because Paper Rex with a 2-map ban advantage in the grand finals would be,
that's outrageous.
that is so hard for anybody. I mean, I don't care who you are. If you're Fnatic, FPX, who we're still waiting on that lower bracket match later in the day. If you're OpTic going up against them in a rematch too, I mean, such a hurdle. And normally we talk about that, we're like, yeah, this is kind of an advantage, but we're never at the level of Paper Rex, who can pull out a bind that's unbeatable. And if they beat OpTic here on Fractured too.
That's not ready.
Oh boy.
Fault line now, you see Victor again pushing his way forward. Vi has to give the space up. Oh, Jing taking care of Ye on the other side.
Yeah, he's left all the way by himself. Oh, he's coming across. Oh no. Finesse is here to receive. No! On the ropes, and he's escaping too.
There.
And he took some damage. He's not escaping that one though.
Never seen
Victor.
two Neons run at each other so fast.
He is speed, but Benkai throws the brakes on it. The flash through, and I don't think they know he's there. Benkai gets another. Marv falls, operator from Devise. Paper X get to 5.
A crazy round.
Off of the timeout too.
Just a crazy round. They read the fact, and this is the first time that OpTic has done that, leaving Ye alone up on the top, the north side. And then this is just absurd. Oh my God. And then as well, look at this smoke here from Benkai on the right. This is actually Mind Freak smoke that he's putting out at the beginning of the round. And it gives him so much room. So we tune into Paper X HQ in Singapore. Oh, another ult. Forsaken's going crazy.
The Rolling Thunder was there, and Paper X clean him up.
Down, attacker spawn.
Marv's Molly, a consolation prize as he somehow gets a second. Forget the guns, I guess. Yay with the op still here.
He could isolate this easily, this 1v1, but I don't think he'll expect Divide to be all the way up tower, and he doesn't. Paper X starting to build up a lead here. And that was a fast attempt. So many times OpTic is going for this fast play in halls with the neon wall, all that sort of thing, with Marv having a molly as well on spawn. Look at this. This is top of the round, off the barrier.
That is Paper Rex.
One enemy
Well,
remaining.
the crazy thing is, too, normally OpTic would be very well prepped to handle something like that because they just send Ye, they explore a little bit, not necessarily when they're going for the fast play, but because it's Paper X on the other side, they want to punish over and over, and that's another punish there.
No, Divide, this on Chamber is just filthy.
Looking very good.
Forsaken waiting here as people walk right, crosshairs, but Ye with the trade. Ye finds another. 3v3 here on the round. Finesse still with.
Look at this. Marv is actually reading out the flank. Ye's isolated now, but look at Finesse. He's all the way on the other side.
And he's going to do it quietly yet again. No idea as to what's going on. And Ye finds the value. He's got 3 on the round. He's going to try to run away, get to the fences. And there's an op waiting on the other side. So Showstopper invested.
Oh, Finesse double thinks himself there.
Oh, and
Wants to challenge, but he only has a sheriff.
Yeah, that's all he has.
This is a great spot, though. Do they expect him here?
Can he find 2? He's going to have to do it with the sheriff. 1 disappears. The second doesn't fall. Jin cleans him up. Paper X get the defuse. They get to 7.
And while this was a close game, all of a sudden that scoreline that we saw in the first map possible As we go into the last 2 rounds here, still, OpTic need to bring this back to a 7-5 to make this close, because a 9-3 is very difficult to do when you go off to that defensive side against the pace of Paper Rex. Similar comps, but such drastic styles.
OpTic have to find a solution here soon, and perhaps it's through the ultimates. They have 4 of 5 available. While Paper Rex is not that far off. Instantly you hear the tour de force come online. Victor throwing a little shoulder, see if anyone's going to challenge him. Marv waiting for the aggression coming down halls, and freaking A, he's right. They're coming. Can he find value? He's already spotted him. The relay bolt is happy. Sidesteps it, but you don't sidestep Jing.
Oh. And he's not able to find anything either.
The fast lane. Off your feet! And now the Rolling Thunder. And off of that they go. That's a green light. They're getting what they're looking for. They're also looking for Benkai, and Benkai's able to get another 4v3 here in favor of Paper Rex. And it's gone from bad to worse. But can Ye snatch it back? No. It's gonna have to be finesse. Vandal in hand, but it's a knife that's out. And Benkai gets 3. OpTic are getting dismantled.
Not on home turf at all. And this Benkai has been a menace from this tower position.
He absolutely has.
A menace. So in that round, he's just completely dancing around, up the rope, down the rope, up the rope. And that's himself 3 kills on what looked like a perfect decision from OpTic, although they might counter this Viper's Pit. Mind Freak in trouble.
The thing is, you're walking into a labyrinth, and there is no thread from Ariadne to get through. You're going to have to rotate away, and that's exactly what OpTic do.
Not the OpTic that we knew from prior maps, where they pushed through the Viper's Pit at all costs. And another trap play, yay!
He's caught out, man. He didn't have a chance. And now the ult out from Forsaken. He's only able to get 1, but the molly up from Crashies keeps him back for now.
The movement.
4v2 in favor of Paper Rex is Crashies. Oh, it's Benkai again! Heart still beating, still feasting, still eating. A 9-3 half for Paper Rex. And OpTic on the ropes.
So many lopsided halves.
Spike down.
And this time, there is no chance for OpTic to just wait for the next map. This time, they've got to come back all the way on a crazy half on the other side.
How deep is the playbook? How strong is the mental? We'll find out at the other side of this halftime break. Yinsu.
Doug! We get 9-3 halves today. I feel like it's cursed at this point. Yep. I know the 9-3 curse comes in, but so far it does feel like the team that gets the 9 round in the first half kind of just rolls over in the second.
I'm not saying anything.
No, listen, they look large and in charge. They're in control of this map so far. Paper Rex, I love the return to the race comp that I was saying prior. I think it's added so much more just aggression tools to their arsenal. But a huge component has been Forsaken, I think, being the centerpiece, playing that Neon for them. It's a big reason, like he is the guy as well who's been supplemented as flashes from Benkai, stuns from Benkai in the back, and it's Forsaken who's the one who is delivering that final blow. And Victor, I mean, his role now is going to be changing as well when the sides swap around.
I want to pull out this round to reinforce what you're stating there, Bren. The fact that there have been rounds after round where we've had Benkai in positions to read this perfectly. Victor shut down. He knows exactly where he's going to be. Look at his crosshair in that moment. They can't get rid of him. And by himself, Benkai has been the playmaker, especially in the second quarter of this game. He has owned it. It is his own. And I think that we were talking about on Bind, them not having initiator abilities. Benkai was the missing piece there. He's now in action here on Fracture. And all of the other pieces around him are activated fully fold as a result of him.
Yeah, he's been so clutch, I think, in just being able to clean up a lot of these rounds. But I mean, heading into the next one, I think for OpTic to stand a chance, listen, I'm not gonna single out any player in particular, but I think as well, Ye has been having an absolute heater of a match so far. And right now you need to just see an extra element to keep up with him, because it's not enough for them. It's not enough, and they have to come back into this some way. Obviously starts in the pistol round, but a difficult tall order, I think, when you're playing against a Paper X who are not slowing down. They're not playing with no confidence anymore. They're on their comfort compositions, and they look just primed to go into the finals.
What I will say is that OpTic, they have responded already in the series. They do have a chance to respond here because they have to if they want to lock in the grand finals today. Doug and Baller, I'm very, very excited for the second half.
Paper X, throne before the throne, unwavering in the face of greatness, in the face of history. Meanwhile, OpTic off kilter now, wavering, wobbling, looking for answers, and I don't know that there's much to be found. Paper X with a big cozy lead here now on attack. They can dictate the pace, and that's a terrifying prospect.
Set up for a dish push. And it's going to be fast. The A presence from OpTic all in halls. That knife sets up Ye to get a lot of space here inside of halls. So they might opt to back up, and Victor has at least one stun to counter and combo. Finesse, but here it comes.
There's the fast lane. You see the utility layered out perfectly as they get onto the site at just the right time. Jake still up top in heaven. That's not able to land the shots. They go a bit wide. Victor still with two, though. And Ye does it as well.
One enemy remaining.
Ye may single-handedly keep OpTic in this.
I think actually that round device nowhere near, so this defuse is coming through. The round is over.
Yeah. Want the kill.
I feel like I've seen that situation. One bullet from Ye, and they will clean it up. But that round already shows a little bit of deficiencies that OpTic might be able to take advantage of, because what is it? No smoke on halls. So Ye is able to find two easily. And Victor and Finesse did, well, a pretty good job at delaying for Ye so that they could fight in a crossfire like this. Victor with the first two, and then Ye as they're trying now to clean out Victor. No smoke here.
One enemy remaining.
So only one Viper as the controller. Not something we've seen since the beginning of Bind, but Paper X. Ingenuity behind the scenes. See how they cover those gaps.
It's going to be fast. At least that's going to be the attempt with the Molly to keep him back for now. A little bit of hesitation as they're forced to think through how they want to go about this. And well, that's certainly not what you had in mind. Marv's able to get two easy ones with the Spectre on the other side. It's actually the Finesse who gets three at the end there. Clean out from OpTic.
And they've already brought it back within 4.
Long road to ruin, though.
Again, so much on the line for OpTic. A Paper X victory here would mean such a difficult road for anybody in the grand finals. And also, they just have to make it through the lower bracket. We know they're good at it.
Light armor on two members on the side of OpTic. Paper X only with one. See the relay bolts come through and they push Mind Freak back instantly. Here the crowd's starting to get involved as we near the end of this map. Again, Paper X with a cozy lead here, but OpTic are making a run at it. Wall up from Mind Freak. Waiting patiently, but Mind Freak wins the duel.
Oh, and he's already
Forsaken
behind.
swinging around. You see the pace again is so good.
Double combo of Jing, too.
They thought he dropped! They thought he dropped! Jing was still able to get one.
And they're not even hitting this site. They put them in the complete blender.
You see Victor moving forward, crashes as well. But once again, a trap, this time courtesy of Mind Freak on the other side. Do you check this cheap
One
angle?
enemy
Do you
remaining.
clear your 50? No. No, he doesn't.
A similar position now to what Paper X attempted on Bind, a 5-round deficit. Still 2 rounds away from match point for Paper X, so slightly different, but you're right, you called this out. Jing hiding
One enemy remaining.
on top of the rope, pretending like he dropped down. And they're going to have to deal with that really, really fast push into spawn from Forsaken 2.
Victor, the only one on the side of OpTic with a gun here. It's a stinger. The challenge is not his way. PaperX are going to get relative ease. That was really the only problem, and they've been able to clear that out. Now the members of OpTic arrive, and doesn't look good. Maybe Crashes can swing it back.
He's stuck here. Can Victor get here?
Yeah. Well responded. Jing still up and having Benkai on the tap. The Molly nade combo. So good. Victor taking the scenic route. He circumvents what's before him. Or at least attempts to, but you haven't gotten past Divide. And now you've got Jing who's shown up too. They're pinch, man. You have a Roomba on one side, you have Satchels on the other. Where do you go? Nothing is safe.
Solid utility there from PaperX, but OpTic as well. Saving there, now going. For what? They got, because of the pistol rounds. They want that op in the hands of Ye. And I think that's a great decision. Again, you think about the composition. Players on the side of PaperX doing what has never been done here in Valorant and beyond.
Where do they find value? Who's the catalyst? Is there a catalyst for OpTic? All eyes turn to Ye. Operator in hand, shot delivered.
And he's fast to arcade. Can they cross?
Fast lane.
They do.
And
Far to receive. It didn't go off.
Can he find another? He does! Asked who the catalyst was. Let me introduce you to Ye. 4v2, here's Jing. Up top. No idea, there's someone literally right behind him, but Mind Freak's able to clean him up. This is still a winnable round for PaperX. They have that showstopper, and here it goes. Jing goes up top, lands the shots onto Victor. A 2v2 here, he's gonna get a shot at the second. Finesse on the swing, Jing on the deliver. And Ye once again alone. He's already gotten 3 on the round. He's gonna have to get all 5 just to get OpTic to 6. Can he do it?
He thinks they're going back to B.
Oh, I don't think he wants to eat.
Oh.
He may just be saving the op.
No, with the spike plant, he's coming back now. Has to go for this. He's got the tour de force next round, so game-saving play here possible from Ye for the ace.
With an op. Again, no armor. He's gone entirely unscathed in this round. The biggest challenge is still before him. The operator does not sing. PaperX map series point.
And Ye has been finding massive values against the stars, but this time,
Here comes this party!
Jing is able to find value of his own.
One enemy.
Even though Ye's been shutting him down on prior maps. And that was definitely an overplay from Finesse and so many OpTic players. It was a 2 versus 3.
You want to play? Let's play.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do it again this time with the tour de force. You hear both of them have been used. Benkai has the rolling thunder. You hear the orbital strike. All of it dumped at once. Can Forsaken find anything with the ult? A broken buy for Paper Rex. Do all of that. Perhaps Forsaken can find the value, no. Ness cleans him up. Victor trying to find more. 4v3 in favor of OpTic.
And they can't go to A. Ye is there. And they've got no wall. They got no wall on this side either. As Mind Freak and Forsaken have fallen, so it has to be just utility, has to be Divide taking point.
No element of surprise in play here. In fact, they're the ones smoked off. Ah, my goodness. I thought he hit that, but Divide hits that one! A menace on the chamber as Shane does it too. Crashes and Ye left alone! And it's all on to Ye. Oh, to keep Fracture alive. The star for OpTic. Alone. In space that's unoccupied by anyone else.
Flashes, falls. Could have been a moment there for Ye if he made the read. He is making the read though, falling all the way back.
The crowd feeling it. Ye outnumbered, and it's not gonna happen. History books have a finite amount of pages, and Paper X's story is not done yet.
In fact, Doug, I would say it's just beginning. A first for SCA, a grand finals appearance here for Paper X. And they've taken down OpTic. An unbelievable advantage now for them.
Let's play.
As we get to see them play potentially both Bind and Fracture in the grand finals, where they have been slaughtering opponents left and right, minus today on Bind, of course.
Yeah, almost didn't matter today, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Can lightning strike in the same place twice?
It's a great question.
Clinical performance out for Paper X, man.
And a great introduction for them to the crowd, to the audience. And still, this is hard to say, but still probably some people's first time watching Paper X. I'm sure they're making fans over and over and over with their style, their bombasticity.
How do you not love them? How do you not love those guys? I mean, Benkai walked out in a dinosaur costume, man. What are we talking about? And the performance that he had on that map, and unreal.
It's a standing ovation, too, from the crowd as they take their bow and we wait for 2 days to get to see them again. And the crazy part, Doug, is this series wasn't really even on the star players for Paper X. You expect it to have to be against OpTic. But, I mean, Benkai in this last map, a monster. Divide in the first two, a monster on this map too.
On Chamber, 17-8 performance out of him. Benkai, probably one of the greatest showmen in all of Valorant. And well, for good reason.
Oh, we got another one coming up too, but I'll leave that for later.
A fair challenge indeed. Again, Paper X, they destroy OpTic. They look so good. They weather what's thrown their way, and they march on. Now you have to decide who the MVP is. Again, the in-zone MVP vote right there. Divide, Forsaken, it's not Bala. Divide, Forsaken, Benkai, or Mind Freak. You have plenty of options. Only one of them can win, unless it's a tie. Have we ever seen a tie?
On a Twitter pool?
Yeah, I don't know. Does that work that way?
I mean, it could. I guess it definitely could.
I guess we'll find out. Either way, go vote.
This is such a close race for me. I mean, Forsaken was a monster the entire time too. Benkai in the final map came up, but they stomped him. So I kind of think that I would throw in Divide to the hat. I know he's not on the list, but that guy was a monster on that one. He started the momentum for Paper X.
Just drop the replies in the tweets if you don't believe. Again, Paper X take down OpTic, and we are headed to break. We'll be right back.
I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, stop it. Quitting was never an option. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it.
Red Bull Campus Clutch is back. Assemble your team and lead it to the World Final. Learn more on RedBullCampusClutch.com.
हॅलो,
हा बोल ना.
मॅच बघितली का?
हा बघ काय
कसले
झालं ते.
गाण आले भाई. बाइंडला काय बाप खेळले ते, इथं हकले राव.
बाइंडला तरी PRX ने योरू नाही घेतला.
हा माहिती आहे, तेच मी बघितलं. म्हटलं
कारण की
युरोप
त्यांनी
कोणाला तरी पाहिजे
मागच्या
होता.
मागच्या मागची मागची मग त्यांची फनाटिक वर्ष झालती. त्यांनी योरो घेऊन त्यांनी 29 किल मारलेले.
हम्म, हम्म, हम्म.
ते त्यांनी मुद्दाम चेंज केली.
मूर्ख आहेत. लय बाइंडला भारी खेळले, बट इथं काय हगतीन, कसले गाण पुश करतात ते.
ती टीम थांबत नाही, नुसते पुश करते.
त्या
त्यांचं
वाईडने
बटन
ट्रिपल किल जे काढले तिथं, बाइंडर रदा दादा. लय
नाही
बाप.
तर काय. आता
लय
अजून एक आहे ना
मजा. आता आहे FPX वर्सेस
फनाटिक.
हा फॅनाटिक्सची. आता
हे दोघं युरोपचे आहेत.
मला प्राईम बँडल आली आहे झाले नाईट मार्केटला, पण
आली का? मला लय घाण, सगळं घाण आलंय, सगळं घाण आलंय.
मला शॉर्टी आली ती टट्टी, वॉल्यूम 2 ची क्लासिक आली आहे. परत एक नाईफ आलाय कुठला तो आणि बकी त्या सगळ्या ह्याच्या चमकणाऱ्या चुत्या भंगारवाल्या फक्त प्राईम वॅन्डल आली आहे मग घेऊ का नको असं झालंय
ती चांगली आहे.
पण 800-900 रुपये घालायला लागतील तिला त्याच्यामध्ये एक बॅटल पास येईल ज्याला 7-8 स्किन येतील जाऊ दे असे स्किन्स आहेत आता पुढच्या बॅटल पासला वॅन्डलची स्किन येईलच ना पुढच्या बॅटल पासला
सांगता येत नाही चेंज होत राहतं पण मजा आली लय बाप मजा झाली पहिल्या मॅप तर 13-3 हाणला होता
As well, because for the APAC region, tactical FPS has been a difficult one for them, and that's something that has always limited them in this space in the esports scene. It's an area I've watched grow, and I've attempted to grow with it, but not at this kind of level ever. And I get to sit here and proudly say that APAC has risen to the APAC level that I know it could be.
बेनकाईने बाप राउंड काढल्या
Where they're able to come in and show us exactly what APAC is made of at the top level. This in tactical FPS.
कळलं नाही त्यांनी केओ घेतलाय बट त्याचे युटिलिटीचा नीट वापरच नाही केलाय काय खेळता नाही आलं त्यांना बट ते भलतीकडेच नाईफ मारत होता डिशला मारायचं प्रत्येक राऊंडला चेंज कर ना
their style on a lot of these maps because they play it in such an aggressive way, and it's only part of the reason, I mean, why they get so much success.
आणि लिटरली ते लोक एला असे सोडून द्यायचे दोन लोक एक जण थांबायचं नियॉन आणि एक लांब मध्ये थांबायचं मिडला
They are such a unique team. They are almost sometimes performing like they're playing like under a hive mind. They all know what they're going to do next, and it's almost like just a strategic inting that you see just from the players. The heavy hitters will go in, but always with support, never alone.
I like the fact that Benka has some of the best reactive utility that I've seen of any supporting player in Valorant ever. I think that's something to really shout out. I mean, even when we saw him play the Sage, he's like, oh, I can wall here, and then he plays the bridge, I can flash here, I can do this to help my teammates. It's like he always has a bird's eye view of what's going on in the entire field, and he completely understands where he needs to use his utility to best give the win condition in a round. I love that for the team.
Well, a lot of them popped off today. We asked you guys before the break to vote for the in-zone player of the match, and the results are in. You guys are home voted overwhelmingly here at Forsaken. I think that's pretty fair. He really had a hell of a game for that crowd today.
He was going honestly pound for pound against Ye.
एस महा पाहिलं त्याची हेल्थ एवढी लो होती ते ओमेन मूर्ख होतं राव त्यांनी बेट केलं पाठवलं
ओमेन देणारच होता बिकॉज डिझर्व्ड पण येते चांगलं
अरे ते ओमेननी मारलं असतं वायपरला वन शॉट करून ह्याला वन शॉट केला असतं
सगळं झालं असतं पण बघ आता ते अशा स्टेजवर येते तुला माहिती ते रिस्पेक्ट देणार आले आणि ऑडियन्स पण मग त्यांनी हे केलं असतं
वाचवले पण तरी बघितलं असतं मजा आली
right now with Golden Boy in the Verizon post-match interview.
Yes, indeed. We have Mind Freak here. Congratulations on the win, man. How you feel?
Yeah, we're feeling really great, and yeah, it's grand finals time, baby.
Grand finals time, baby. I love it. All right, first, let's talk about the series overall. We were excited when we saw that Bind went through, but then we were sad because we didn't get to see Yoru. Did you guys plan that out? Did you feel like maybe OpTic might have had a strategy for Yoru, or are you just saving it for later?
No, because like in every map usually we have like 2 agents, so we can change and like the kind of stuff. So like today we kind of like don't want to show the Yoru, because last time we got anti-strat a lot and we learned from it. So yeah.